pushing down the pedal with no end. How it lights a flashing in my eyes, in my eyes. I see your face in the rearview mirror, and for a second it's making me shiver. I blink twice, keep my eyes on the road. Where it will take me, nobody knows. Cause I got no reason to go back home, to go back home. No, I got no reason to go back home, to go back home. Nobody's there for me. Nobody's there for me. You were my remedy, you were my remedy. Now I really wonder where I am. And what do I really want in my life, in my life? I see your face in the rearview mirror, and for a second it's making me shiver. I blink twice, keep my eyes on the road. Where it will take me, nobody knows. Cause I got no reason to go back home, to go back home. No, I got no reason to go back home, to go back home. Nobody's there for me. Nobody's there for me.
Hello everyone, long time no see. It is the beginning of June, so it's currently summer. I haven't posted a video in a while, but I thought it was about time to jump on and give you guys some updates. If you're new here, my name is Katie. I'm a third grade teacher and I teach in the state of Florida. All right, y'all. This looks crazy behind me, and you might be thinking, what in the world is wrong with Katie's classroom? Well, this isn't Katie's classroom yet. It is, but it isn't. It is a new classroom that looks very similar to my old one, so don't get me wrong. It's actually a mirror image version of my classroom. I have not left schools. I have not changed grades, but they have made the decision to, drumroll please, departmentalize third grade here at my school. I have mixed feelings about it. Feel free to let me know what you think about departmentalizing in the comments below. I've heard good things and I like hearing good things. So if you have good things to say, please leave them below. I've also heard things that people don't like, and I'm open to hearing that too. But I'm trying to keep a positive mindset because I am going to be teaching third grade English language arts next year. This is gonna be a huge change because we've previously been just self-contained. So last year and the year before, I taught reading, math, science, social studies, all of it to one group of kiddos. And this next year, they made the decision to change our team to be departmentalized, which means I'm going to be teaching reading, and I'm partnered with a teacher who is right down the hall from me, or like our rooms are connected, who will be teaching math, and our students will switch. So that's why my classroom is moving. And I found out like at the very end of this school year that I had to have all my stuff moved in by like May 31st, hence the reason. And my brother got married like the first weekend of summer. So this is technically the second full week of summer. But last week I was out of town for my brother's wedding, and I was kind of just like checked out, off the grid. Like I haven't been answering text messages, Marco Polos, emails, you name it. I haven't really responded to it because I was helping my mom with wedding stuff and just enjoying a week with my family. But I'm back on the grid. I got back earlier this week, had a reading training the last 2 days, so kind of did some PD, and now this is my first time coming up to my classroom since we chunked everything on the counters and the shelves. So I spent like the last week of school taking everything down so that the move would be easy, and taking everything out of the cabinets. It was probably one of the easiest classroom moves. However, it was a little different because I didn't have to box everything up. Yes, I have boxes, but you can clearly see that a ton of it is just out and shoved into cubbies and not really boxed up, which made it easy. And then I also had helpers from church, from my small group. I was like, I'm coming up here on Saturday. If you have hands and you want help, please come help me move everything from my room down the hall there into this room. And man, did they show up, because we got everything moved in here in probably about an hour and a half, which was incredible. So now I'm stuck with this huge mess, but I have a whole summer ahead of me to like get it set up and ready to go. So I'm really excited to get set up. This room is like a mirror image of my classroom. So it's it's close enough to feel normal, but different enough for my brain to go, what? Like, what did I keep in this cabinet in my room? Because it just feels weird. It feels very weird, but everything looks good. And I moved into a room for a teacher who was retiring, and she's gotten all of her stuff out, and I didn't want her to like feel rushed or anything, but she was here last week while I was out of town, and I think now she's out of town this week. So I think she's like all checked out, has all of her stuff ready to go. But yeah, so I'm sitting in my new classroom, which is really exciting and a very daunting task. I really wasn't expecting to have to use my summer to set up a new classroom. I don't mind using my summer to set up a new classroom because I'd rather use my summertime to do that than be scrambling during pre-planning. Like, I'd like for it to be all set up. My teacher who's next door to me just moved in that room. Her room is like done. I'm like, girl, you must have worked hard last week to get it all set up and all ready. But good for her. So I'm just not quite there yet, clearly. All of my stuff is still shoved into the classroom on shelves. But the good news is that means there's going to be a classroom setup series this summer, which is really exciting. It'll be probably similar to like not last year's, but the year before, that classroom setup series, because it's the same classroom, just flip-flopped, but it is always fun to go back and like get to go through things, maybe do things differently. I anticipate I'll do a lot of it the same though. I don't think I'm gonna have a whole lot of change. But we'll see. You just never know. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else to update you on. I really enjoyed my reading training the last 2 days. I felt like I got a lot of good information and just good ideas. And I'm excited to focus in on reading and focus in on literacy this year, and really take a deep dive into that since I'll be departmentalized. So I know that's like the benefit of being departmentalized, and I'm rocking with it. That's going to be like what I'm holding on to tight, is that benefit right there. So I think today I just came to drop off all the materials I got at my PD. We got a lot of free books. Sorry, I'm fixing my hair. We got a lot of free books and stuff in a tote bag, and I just kind of wanted to bring it up here and drop it off instead of keeping it at home and just like see my room, because it's been a while. I told David, I was like, I miss my classroom. He's like, but technically, isn't it not your classroom? I'm like, technically, yes. Not yet, but it is my classroom. But I haven't even been down in my old one. I might peek in and just see what my coworker who's moving into that room has gotten finished so far, just for funsies. She won't mind. But it was kind of sad because like when I walked in, I walked past my classroom to get here, my old classroom. It was kind of sad. It's bittersweet, but it's time. Like, I think I spent the month of May was just like crazy busy, and I just don't think I had time to even think about like next school year, because I was just trying to finish out this school year. So I think now it's like time. My brain has space to think about next year in a fun, creative way that's not overwhelming while I have time, and I'm gonna let it do that. It'll be great. I'm meeting with my team teacher in the next few days so we can go over like what we want to do for the organization stuff in some ways. So I think there's a lot of potential and a lot of setup hours to be had up in here. I can't think if there's anything else for me to share. Really, like the big thing that I wanted to share was what I'm teaching next year. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment box below, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up and click on subscribe. I know it was short, but it was just a short little update video for you guys to let you know, like, hey, I survived last school year, even though I didn't vlog the last week because it was literally insane because I was pulling things out of my cabinets. And to let you know that classroom setup series is coming. So stay tuned for that, because I think it's gonna be fun. I think I might start it tomorrow, because I have all day tomorrow that I can come up and like get a good start on setting things up, because then next week is David's like big work convention, and so we're gonna be out of town again. So I'm like, maybe tomorrow I'll come and just like start with my bookshelf or putting things in my closet or something. I don't even know. Maybe tonight I'll watch my old classroom setup series and just see where I even started. Or I could do bulletin boards. Like, I can start to do those things, but the carpet hasn't been cleaned and neither has the tile. So I can't like set up furniture or anything. That's going to be at the very end, obviously. And there's still some furniture that I'm missing. Like my horseshoe table, I think is still in my other classroom, even though I've labeled it to be brought down here. It just hasn't been brought down yet. So there's that. And then some of these furniture items I don't want in here. Like there's a table here. I don't like a lot of furniture clutter. There's a table here, and there's one over there, and one over there, and then a big podium, and I don't need any of those, and so I need to have those taken out. But for now, my stuff is sitting on them, and I'm grateful that there's a place for my stuff to sit. Nothing like moving classrooms to help you clean out and also help you realize how much stuff you truly have. I think some of my friends from church were like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's a lot of stuff. And I've moved. This will be the fourth classroom I've been in, and I've only been teaching 6 years. So it's kind of a lot of moving around. I'd love to, move somewhere and stay put for more than, I think the longest I've stayed put was 3 years in Alabama. I was in the same room. And then I just spent 2 years in my room here. Anyways, I'm glad it's all the same setup, because then at least I can I can copy paste a lot of stuff. So that'll be good. I'm really just rambling for you guys. I'm so sorry that this turned into a long ramble at the end, but I'm excited for the next school year. I'm excited to spend some time up here working in my classroom, and I can't wait to bring you guys along. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.